I don't know where they went, but there's a lady that, it's specifically a lady that told me, I went to a place asking for information on how to buy a house. And you know what they told me when they saw my pay stub? Get out of here. Like that. They kicked her out. You don't make enough money. Like that. And I was like, holy shit. I can't believe there's people in this town and they treat them like that. I was like, what the fuck? And that just got, en cuanto escuché esa señora,
how did that make you feel?
I was like, I'm gonna put a lot of people out of business in this town, because I'm gonna treat them with respect. A cada persona que venga conmigo, like my family. So la señora le expliqué exactamente where she was at, what she needed to do. She couldn't believe the service that I offered her. And at the end of the day, she didn't even buy. She didn't qualify. She did not qualify because she didn't have the income. But guess what? She has sent me 7 leads. This was a year and a half ago. She has sent me 7 clients. Because I treat her like a person.
Yeah.
Como se merece.
Hey, welcome back to Driven Channel, and I'm here with a very important person. He's basically Mr. Salinas. Salinas TMG started recently in the mortgage industry and has just taken off like that. He was number 1 a month ago, number 1 in the company, and he came from nothing. So, first of all, Chiquis, thank you for being over here with us. And first of all, can you just tell everybody that's watching this, who is Chiquis? Like, where did Chiquis come from? Why do they call you Chiquis? And why did Chiquis get into the mortgage space?
Albert, thank you for the presentation. First of all, I wanna thank you for the opportunity to be here. This is something new for me, and I feel special because I get to be in the nice scene, and like this is not what I'm used to. And
you get used to it. You're gonna be on it all the time.
I need to get used to it. But I'm from Salinas, a town over there next to Monterey, San Jose area. For people from LA that don't really know where it is, it's a small town, about 250 population around there, and mostly
250,000.
Yeah, 250,000, if I'm not mistaken. There might be a little more, people that don't report they live there, but our area is mostly of agriculture, and we're TMG representing over there.
And you're so people that are watching this and maybe they're not sure where Monterey, Salinas is at. So the closest big city there is San Francisco?
San Jose.
San Jose,
an hour away.
So San Jose is an hour away. And tell me, like, why were you born in Salinas? Were you born in Mexico, or like why Salinas?
So I was born in Salinas. I was born in Salinas, and I can't say fully raised there because I moved with my parents back and forth to Yuma. I lived in Mexico for a few years too, Illinois. So I got there back when I was like 15. I was born there, left when I was a baby, like really young, and came back when I was like 15, 16, and been there ever since.
Yeah, and tell me, so you're a loan officer,
correct?
Mortgage. You're a TMG guy from Salinas. Why did you get into the mortgage industry? Like, what made you get into the mortgage industry?
So, me, I used to work as a truck driver, and when I was working as a truck driver, I would listen to all this podcast and audiobooks, and I got really inspired by a few books and a few podcasts that got me to think about myself. Like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Like, I think I'm more happier doing other things in life. It wasn't that I wasn't making enough money. Like, being a truck driver, they get paid pretty good, but it was something else that I wasn't comfortable, like, waking up every day doing something that I had to do, not something that I wanted to do.
Yeah. And
now I wake up and I want to do this. Like, this is what I love to do every day. And that's why I decided to join the industry. And it's been amazing, an amazing journey. I didn't really believe what all the books said, to be honest. When they mentioned you become what you think of, and you'll be surprised what you can accomplish in 12 months. And I'm a believer because I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm here. Like, even in this interview with you, like, never in my life I thought I was going to be with somebody that owned a damn Ferrari, $1 million Ferrari, you know? So it's just, it's amazing.
But let me tell you something. We have a lot of things in common. Like, we did this interview also in Spanish. We shot this podcast and what people that are watching this have to understand is, like me, you know, I was born in LA, but my parents came from Mexico. So my parents never taught me English because my parents don't speak English. My dad speaks a little bit of English. He speaks English, but he has an accent. He doesn't like speaking in English a lot, and you could understand him, but he's not really big on speaking English. So they did their best. So they taught me English as much as they could, but not really. So up till the age of 6, I never spoke any English. I just knew bad words because that's what you learn. You learn the bad words first from cartoons, and that's all I knew. So when I went to school, I started learning English, like, because I was forced to learn English because my mom wanted me to go to a better area, and I was shipped on the school bus to Granada Hills, and everybody there was white. I was the only brown kid I was like one of the 3 brown kids in the school, Granada Hills, Daniel Elementary School. So I was forced to learn English the hard way. And they put me on special ed class. So I was in special ed class. Then they said, wait, let's put him in ESL class. Mm-hmm. So then ESL, English Second Language class, I learned English little by little. And I always had an accent. I still have an accent. And it's gotten better throughout the years. But it was always a struggle. So if you come from anywhere in Latin America or in South America, anywhere that's a Spanish country, you grow up, especially speaking for the Mexicans, because I'm Mexican, and as Mexican, I always grew up like with limitations. Like, you have to close the fridge because of electricity, turn off the lights, you can't go out, watch your back, they're gonna rob us. Everything was just like scared. And I grew up like being just made fun of. People, like, especially the white kids, would make fun of me. And I didn't like it, but I had to fight back. So I think that made me stronger. And that made me like, you know what? I'm going to get a Ferrari. I'm going to live in Beverly Hills. I'm going to open my business. I'm going to win. I'm going to make money. And I think you have a lot of that in you because you are like a perfect example. And I like I tell you, like, we have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
Like, you're a fighter. Like, you know what it is to work hard. And you work hard last year, the year before that. So right now, you got to work hard. And a lot of people that were getting by last year or 2 years ago because it was easy, because business just fell to you, and all you had to do was post on Instagram or promise people things, and interest rates were at 2.5%, 3%. Anyone can be a loan officer or a realtor. But now things got a little bit tougher, and the people that really are going to work hard, people that are really going to learn and get better, have good information for clients, are going to win. So you are that type of person that you're like, I got to get better every day. I got to get better every month. I got to get better every year. So I think that's one of your biggest, your biggest qualities, that you are somebody that just wants to get better, and you're going to get better. And even if you suck at something, you're going to find out how to improve. Is that right or not?
Yeah, totally. On
so
point.
So talk about that. Like, what is that thing that drives you, that makes you want to be better, that makes you want to be that it's kind of like you want to show the world who Chiquis is and what Chiquis is all about. Like, what's that thing that pushes you?
So the thing that really pushes me more on a personal level would be my family. My parents always taught me to work hard and be the best of the best. You can't be a little bitch. You can't be a little bitch, no matter how hard it is. My mom would tell me, like, do this. No te va a caer una mano. Like, your arm is not going to fall off, you know?
Yeah.
So get your ass and work. Doesn't matter. My dad would always tell me, too, hey, do whatever you want, but never miss a day at work. You need to work. So that's how I was taught. And right now, that's what I feel. That was basically my gift in life. I didn't get to go to school. I went to 9th grade. That was it. I didn't finish high school. I didn't go to college. And like you mentioned, there's things they have to improve. I have a lot to improve. I don't even send my emails because I suck at sending emails. But I have an assistant that he can do that for me. And he's a fucking animal. He can send emails and make people fall in love with him. Literally.
Why do you say you suck at emails?
I can't type.
You can't I
can't spell.
He puts it down together.
Yeah.
Very nicely.
I can't spell, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be typing and I fuck up the whole thing. The whole it just. I'm trying to spell there and I spell it incorrectly.
So let me ask you something, brother, because I'm really proud of you for this. And I don't you're like me. You don't like compliments.
Yeah.
Because I like when I get compliments, I feel like I can be better.
Same way.
And I figure the same way. So because I mentioned to you earlier, I said, hey, how did it feel to be number one a month ago? You were number one for TMG. Mm-hmm. And I remember when you started, you didn't get as much attention. You didn't get the best training. But you still figured it out and you learned and you were self-taught. Like, I don't know if a lot of you know what this means, but autodidact means somebody that's self-taught. So I feel like you learned a lot of things on your own and you figured things out through experience.
Yeah.
But you made it to become, you were number one. And there's no company like us. Like we have the baddest sharks in the mortgage space. To be number one, how did it really feel? And did it pump you up to want more?
It felt, honestly, I didn't feel much as like, oh, I've accomplished something, because that's just a start for me.
Yeah,
I don't feel that was a humongous accomplishment for me personally. I do want to thank though, the processors, Yomari especially. She's a beast, Yomari.
Yeah,
she changed my life. I always say that. She changed me and Leo's life. Yeah. Leo's my assistant. I got to thank them too. Because without them too, it's not possible. You know? It's too much work for somebody. Especially somebody like me that doesn't have certain skills. Like, I don't have the skill of maybe making some phone calls where, como dices tú, I have an accent too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't set me back. Like, I'm pretty confident about it. But there's those emails that we have to send, like, explaining exactly what we need. I just can't type them. But Leo does an amazing job. So I owe it to them.
But you know what? One of your qualities is you're humble enough to know your weaknesses. Mm-hmm. To know, like, you know what? I'm not good at this.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get help for this. And that's something that me and Edmailet's one of my friends. And we were, and he told me that. He's like, Albert, you're like me. You're humble enough to realize that you have weaknesses and you have to hire people or you have to get help for somebody to help you take care of your weaknesses. Because we're not all great at everything. Like, we're not perfect, but you got to be humble enough to understand, hey, you know what? In these areas, I might not be the best fit, but I'm going to get help from here because solo, you're going to get capped. So there's going to be a point where I'm going to make 300,000. I'm stuck right here. But with a team, with a bigger team, with a family, you have no caps. Yeah. You could go all the way up. So I think that's one of the next things I want to go into, that you took it to another level when you started building your team, when you started getting more help. So, like, how does it feel to not only do that, but we have one of our guys here behind that's here watching this, and I can see that you inspire him a lot. Mm-hmm. And he has that hunger that you have. So how does it feel to empower and help people under you to become just as good as you, or maybe even better than you? Like, how does it feel to be that leader?
It feels, that's the biggest reward. Is that it's not even about how much we're going to close this month, how much in revenue. It doesn't mean shit. For me, this people that really appreciate you and knowing that you're going to be able to help somebody in their life. And not only that, it's like a wrinkle effect. It'll start with him, and then it'll jump to his family, and you help people out.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this process, and being able to help people. And as far as the team, I view it as a literally like a team. I play soccer. There's forwards, there's keepers. I'm a forward. So Leo, my assistant, he's my keeper, and he's a badass keeper, and I'm a good forward. So my boy back here, he's gonna be a forward, and we're gonna get some midfielders, and everybody's good at what they do. You can't expect the forward to stop the goals because he's not a keeper, or you can't expect the keeper to score goals because he's not a forward.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's something basic that you clearly understand that.
Yeah.
But some people that are out there trying to train people and shit, they want to treat everybody the same. Like, no, everybody has their strengths.
Yeah.
And don't expect something from somebody that has a strength where he might not do the best job in a task. Put him somewhere else. He'll fucking kill you. He'll do something like he'll beat you. Like for example, emails. I can't type an email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but no wonder your emails are always super nice. Like, I thought you were emailing me, but
it's not me. It's not me.
But that's good leadership. That's when you know, like, hey, you know what? It's like a basketball team. Mm-hmm. If you have Shaq and you put him as a point guard, same thing. Like Shaq's not a point guard, so a lot of the times, not a lot of the times, but most of the times, based on my experience, you gotta position your players in the right position. Because if you have all the talented players, but you don't position them in the right position, you're not going to win.
You lose the game.
Somebody that's better positioned is going to beat you. Now, Chiquis, something that I want to bring up is you help a lot of families. And I know you have this love for the Hispanic community. Yes. And like 70% of your clients are Hispanic.
90.
Over there in Salinas, 90%. And Salinas and all Monterey and all surrounding areas. Now, do you have any specific client or story that you remember? Like, you know what? I made a difference in this client's life because I took my role as the best loan officer, and I really helped them qualify for this house and buy the home of their dreams. Any story you remember of a client that you recently helped that you're really proud of?
Yes. So I have a few. I have a few stories, but recently I did one, and I'm going to go pretty fast on this one because I want to touch up on another one that it didn't happen, but I just want you guys to hear the story. So this person sold their home where they were living at, and they were working with another lender. And at the end of the day, the lender came back, be like, hey, sorry, I can't get you a loan. You're like, I'm out. No, he wasn't picking up the phone or anything. So the buyer had already sold his home. So he was living in a hotel. His children were living with their in-laws in another city, so the family was split up, and the agent called me. Hey, can you help him? My buyer, like they literally just threw his file like that, and I was like, I took a look at the file, and I was like, you know what? I think I can help him out. We closed him in 1 month, so he was in his home in 1 month, and he was just crying in tears because he didn't know what to do at next, you know, because he was basically in a hotel. He couldn't find nothing to rent. It was a bad situation. And I was so happy that we got him into the house.
So somebody probably just sold him the house for the commission and they just left him there.
Like that, man. And I really felt like pain inside of me because of what he was going through. Literally. I didn't give a shit about my payment. I didn't care. If I had to cut my commission to zero, I would have done it for him. I would have done it just to get him into his house and get him out of that situation.
Yeah.
So that's I made it quick because I want to tell this other story because where we live at in Salinas, there's a lot of community. They farm
farmers.
De campesinos. Trabajan en el campo, and I get a lot of people always telling me like, we went to this place, they didn't treat us with respect, and usually es gente muy humilde. They're humble people, and they go to. I don't know where they went, but there's a lady, specifically a lady that told me, I went to a place asking for information on how to buy a house. And you know what they told me when they saw my pay stub? Get out of here. Like that. They kicked her out. You don't make enough money. Like that. And I was like, holy shit. I can't believe there's people in this town knowing that we survive based on their economy because basically it's puro field around there. That's our economy. This is the people that feed us in this town. And they treat him like that. I was like, what the fuck? And that just got... En cuanto escuché esa señora...
How did that make you feel?
I was like, I'm going to put a lot of people out of business in this town. Because I'm going to treat them with respect. A cada persona que venga conmigo, like my family. So la señora le expliqué exactamente where she was at, what she needed to do. She couldn't believe the service that I offered her. And at the end of the day, she didn't even buy. She didn't qualify. She did not qualify because she didn't have the income. But guess what? She has sent me 7 leads. This was a year and a half ago. She has sent me 7 clients. Because I treat her like a person.
Yeah.
Como se merece.
That's
So
awesome, man.
that's a story that I have for an amazing story, I will say.
Yeah, no, it's a great story. It touched me. Now, Chiquis, what makes you, what is it that makes you want to help people, and dig deep and really find a way to help like people like that, even when you see that they don't qualify?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is there something that drives you, that maybe your parents, maybe where you came from, that you're like, look, I had it rough. I don't want my people to have it rough. I want to make sure that if I can help my people, I'm going to make sure that I help my people, because I don't want them to go through the same shit I went through. Is there something specifically that drives you? A moment or something?
There is. So this is the thing, Albert. When I was younger, I helped my dad buy a house, right? I was, I forgot, 20 something.
Yeah.
And I made decent money. I was a truck driver. And the person that helped us basically just saw a paycheck. They didn't explain to us anything. They didn't explain to us nothing, basically, which is pretty stupid, because if you see somebody that makes decent money, or you can buy this one, in a year you can buy another one. If me would have sold to me when I was that age, being a truck driver, making that amount of money, and they would have just told me that little bit of information, Jose, you're making a lot of money right now. Don't be stupid. Don't be fucking spending all your shit in bandas and all that.
Yeah.
Buy yourself a house every year. I would have so many homes right now. I would have bought them all if I would have known what I know right now. But guess what? There was never a Chiquis selling to that house to my dad back in the day, because the people that helped him, they just saw a paycheck. That's it. I don't remember them explaining us anything. So that's what drives me. Like, people that I see young, and I see that they have a great future in whatever industry. Real estate is going to be here forever. Your money is basically secured, because shit is always going to go up.
Yeah.
Rent's going up.
Yeah.
If they have the ability to invest and keep investing, you're forming their future too. So if I see a young person that I see, hey, get your shit together, buy another house next year, and keep on buying. I would have had a lot of properties, but nobody ever gave me that information. So that kind of got me to being the service that I offer. That's why I do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you help people refinance. Do you also help and work with realtors? And what value do you give realtors?
Yeah, so I tell realtors, if you send me your clients, they're gonna love us both, because most people don't know that we're separate entities. Like, they believe the realtor does the loans, and we're a team basically.
Yeah.
So I tell people, if you send me your client, they're gonna love me. They're gonna love you too, because I'm gonna give them an excellent service. We're gonna close on time, and we're all gonna look good in here. So that's probably the value that I give to my realtors, and I don't just talk about it. I think I've proven myself out there with all the agents that I've worked with, and they just know who the real deal is. You know
what I like about what that you do is that you give such great service. Mm-hmm. Like our management has told me, like, hey, Chiquis, he really knows what he does. He structures the files well. He knows the mortgage, everything, the guidelines really well. He structures the files well. And then you work the file so well, funded, close fast. You got a CTC in 5 days or 6 days?
6 days.
Like today, right?
Yeah, today.
And then what you do is you do such a great service that you get so many referrals from the clients, and then you shoot them back to the realtors. Mm-hmm. Yep. Like, hey, you know what? This client just sent me two referrals. Here you go, realtor. Here you go, realtor. Here you go, realtor. So, like, I think that's a lot of value, because a lot of the times, most of the time, mortgage loan officers, they suck. Mm-hmm. And then what happens is the realtor never gets a referral. Mm-hmm. You do such a great service that you're always kicking back referrals to agents. Hey, here yes. you go, from a referral from your client, and I think that's very, very valuable. So
definitely,
what is it that what do you think separates you from the other loan officers where you give such great value and then it allows you to feed back referrals to other realtors? I mean, to the same realtor that gives you
the same realtor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've done a lot of that where I think I've given more out than I've gotten from agents.
Yeah.
I think because so many leads come from giving a good service where they give me one, I give them 3 or 4 back. So, going back to your question, I believe it's just a service. It comes down to the service to the client. Client's happy. They're not being a pain in the butt to the agent. They're going to treat them good too, and they're going to be satisfied at the end of the transaction. And it's all about communication in reality.
Yeah.
Communication, that's the key. Ever since you start the transaction, you have to be really transparent with the borrower and tell them exactly what's coming. And that way they're not wondering, oh, so when is this going to happen? You give them the calendar. You explain to them what's a loan, how does it work.
Yeah.
And I've seen it where loan officers don't really explain much, where the borrower is completely lost. They're just expecting the borrower to get documents and signed. Like, no, break it down for him. Explain to him, how does the loan really work?
Yeah.
And step by step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Chiquis, if a realtor's watching this and they're like, hey, you know what? I want to work with Chiquis. Like, I like what he does. I like what he's all about. I want to get that service so I get more referrals. Because remember, if you're watching this, you're a realtor, like, hey, if your loan officer sucks, you're not going to get any referrals. Because they're going to remember, they're going to think, clients think that you're the same entity. So if the loan officer sucks, you're not going to get any referrals. So you need to work, especially in today's world, you got to work with the best loan officer that's going to give you the best service, that's going to make your clients happy, because then you're going to get a lot of referrals. So if you want to work with somebody like Chiquis right here, you want me to connect you, like Chiquis, where is your favorite place for maybe a realtor to contact you? Or if there's maybe a consumer that wants to get pre-qualified for free, they want to get they want to know how much they qualify for. Because a lot of people, they make the mistake of going to check out houses and they don't even know what they qualify for. So sometimes you find a house, it's your dream house. You find it $600,000. You find out you only qualify for $450,000. Now you can't get the house. So you got all excited. You fell in love with the house you don't qualify for. So step number 1 is you got to go qualify, get pre-approved to see how much you qualify for, and then you start looking. So look, reach out to Chiquis. He'll qualify you. He'll tell you exactly what you qualify for. And if they're not ready, you could also tell them how to get ready, right? You could tell them, hey, bump up your credit, open up some credit cards, raise your credit, then you're ready. Oh, save a little bit more money, and you give them all those details, right?
I tell people all the time, come with me and I'll give you the map. I'll give you the map to your house. You got to go like this and do this, and it'll work out for you. But yeah, like you said, you have to know how much you qualify for, because you literally get heartbroken when you go to see a house and you love the house and then you don't qualify for it. It hurts.
It's like going to check out Ferraris when you qualify for a Honda Civic.
Same thing. You're gonna fall in love and then like, damn.
Or going to like one of those. I don't want to get there, but
no. Don't go there. You can't afford it.
You want to hook up with a 10, but you qualify for a 6.
Mm-hmm. Same thing.
Same thing. So get qualified, and then that way you know if you qualify for a 6, 7, or 8, or 9, or 10.
Yeah, and I mean, for all the agents out there, it's just the communication has to be there, and the service too. It's just not talking about it. It's doing the actual fucking job.
Yeah.
Reality. Doing the job. And I've just seen files close so fast and so easy where I'm like, I don't know where people get stuck, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get stuck. There are so many things we could do as loan officers to improve. And that's what I've been doing ever since I started.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's like, how can I get it faster, better, and that's it.
So, Chiquis, to close out, give me a story of you, something that you've done, something that happened to you that nobody knows publicly, something that nobody knows, that nobody's heard about for the first time. You told me a story already earlier,
okay.
So maybe a different story.
Yeah, it has to be a different one, because I already said that one, so people know that one already in Spanish. Ah, shit. It's going to be, all right. Should I go wild or?
Wild, yeah, wild. Here, let's give him another drink. That way
No. You're gonna get me in trouble, Albert. No.
There, it's a small one.
Okay. I feel like this one we gotta go to on fun side, you know?
Okay, let's do it.
Porque business is good, pero let's keep it fun. A ver. I'm just thinking of so many stories que tengo. Just la más reservadita, you know, A ver. Okay. Here's a story that a lot of people probably don't know about me. Pero from when I was, I'm going to say 26 to 28, I live in Salinas. Mis parents trabajan en el campo, right? Son campesinos. Y se iban a seguir la corrida to Yuma for about 3 to 4 months. And the house will be by myself. It was me and my younger sister, Maria. Saludos, Maria. So when they left, that shit was a club, bro. That thing was popping. We had traffic literally around the block every weekend to see what was going on in the house. Because we had so many parties in there. And sorry, Maria, that I fucking, she was going to work on Monday. We were partying every day. Till we wouldn't see me sleep, bro. Party to party to party. So that was back in the day. So now it's work. All that energy, I focused it in the industry, and I'm now focusing all that into work.
So Maria, that was a good investment. So
yeah,
thank you for that. Thanks to that, Chiquis says right here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers for you, Maria. So one last thing. If what I want to do for you, Chiquis, because you're such an amazing asset to the company. You're like you work hard, you're all in, and I feel like you are a great and amazing representation of TMG. So you are the leader over there at TMG Salinas. So
I'm a product. I'm a product of Driven and TMG.
Well, thank you.
You guys definitely did a big part of the inspiration of trying to become a bigger person, a better person. I could have become a loan officer anywhere else. I can make money anywhere else. But the value, the knowledge, the want to be fit, the want to be a better person, it's only here. And not because just you're here, bro. Because people that know me personally, they know I don't just talk shit, or I don't talk just talk. If I say it, it's because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be here if you weren't the real deal. I wouldn't be here. I would be somewhere else. And I've always said it. I'm only going to be with the person that they're really there and they're 100% to what they say. They're not bullshitting.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Well, thank you, brother. It means a lot to me. And I'm a lot like you. So I'm like, okay, I take the compliment, but I think I could be better. So I think I could be better. And I think that's what makes me and you powerful, because we lead by example. And we're like, if we want to be better, and we believe that even no matter how many people we help, we can still help more people. I think that says a lot.
Yeah.
And my dad always told me in español, Alberto, deja que tus hechos hablen por sí mismo.
Yep.
So all we can do to continue to shut the critics and to show that, hey, you know what, it is possible. Let your work, your results speak for itself. So now what I wanted to do for Chiquis and for his team in Salinas, like what I want to do is, like, if you're watching this and you want to get pre-approved, want to find out what you qualify for, you want to get a house, but maybe you're like, oh, you know what, maybe I'm a little bit tied up on money. Hey, the mortgage guys, TMG, is going to pay for your appraisal. And what I'm going to do is I think the next two people that reach out to you, Chiquis, and they get pre-approved and they open escrow, TMG is going to cover their appraisal. So we're going to cover your appraisal.
Awesome.
And it's courtesy of TMG, and it's because this guy is amazing. So thank you for being amazing, Chiquis. And if people want to follow you, reach out to you, what's the best place for people to reach out to you?
So if they're trying to get pre-qualified, the best would be my phone number, to call me, text me to 831-223-8298. And then we're going to be adding my username on IG, so you can add me on Instagram. You can also reach out through Instagram.
So we'll put all information below. And once again, brother, thank you, man.
Bro,
proud of you. Thank you for being awesome.
Thank you for the invite.